Time and space. "All right, people," said the man in the blue jeans and the suede shoes. "I'm really very sorry that last night at 4 o'clock I suddenly blasted my stereo out." There were couples of all ages assembled in the hall. A woman looked around and said, "But it's 7 o'clock in the morning now, a Sunday morning." The man had been bowing, but he now put his hands on his head and stood straight up. He was amazed. He said very slowly, "I thought it was 12 o'clock. If Charlie Greenwell wants to apologize, he doesn't do it at the wrong time. I'm very, very sorry. I wouldn't have gotten you up." Most of the people were shuffling back. Charlie began to walk back to his room. Nobody said anything about either of the things he had done. Everyone had returned to their apartments, and Charlie stepped into his. His walls were covered with new paintings, old prints, and clocks. Each room, except for the bathroom, which had 2, and the kitchen, which had 1, housed 4 clocks at the least. Charlie came up to his cuckoo clock and wound it up. He wound up 3 other different types of clock. He sat down to watch TV. A priest was looking straight out, and Charlie changed the station. A cartoon with a fat rabbit and a chipmunk was on. Angrily, Charlie changed the station again, and he left it on a station with commercials. A little alarm clock rang. Charlie flew from his chair and grabbed the clock and stopped it. Very relieved, he sat down and watched the commercials, which had been going on for a long time. "When's the game coming on? At least the interviews," he thought. He drummed on the chair's arms. The show, which was an extremely late-night movie, was back. Charlie looked at the alarm clock on the small desk next to him. The hands were at 1:30. "Arg," he thought. "They're all into night games now. This is a new one." Charlie was referring to the 26-year-old movie on TV. "I'm no conformist. You don't have to be fooled by these new movies." So he turned off the TV and wound up his clocks, which just occasionally had the same time as another. Charlie's side of the apartment building was headed at northwest, so he was confused over the position of the sun. Charlie spent this whole day waiting for a night baseball game. When the daytime one came on, he changed it to a water skiing competition. It's too early for the game. The one time he left his room was at noon. He wanted a hot dog and a beer from the delicatessen. A man was talking with a woman in the hall. Charlie, tiptoeing, said, "Shh, don't you know people are trying to sleep?"